Meowdy, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to continue rolling on with our capstone games. And next up, we have Super Soakdown. Let's go ahead and check out that trailer. All right, so that was the trailer for Super Soakdown, and I'm here with some of the members of the dev team for Super Soakdown. Meowdy, everybody.
Meowdy.
Meowdy.
All right, do y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. I'm Connor Blunt. I'm one of the producers on Super Soakdown.
Yeah, I'm Mackenzie Toner, and I am a level designer.
All right, awesome. Well, to get things started, why don't you tell us what is Super Soakdown?
So, Super Soakdown is a rootin' tootin', tar heel shootin' water gun fight in the Wild West where you are cats playing with your friends trying not to get soaked while soaking them.
Wonderful. Yep, and who doesn't love cats, right? Love cats.
Cats are fabulous.
Yeah, all right. And so how did this idea come about? How did you all come up with the idea for this?
So, the idea came up was a while ago, a month ago. It was in October when we were doing project planning, and the idea was just kind of like, what is fabulous about cats? They're amazing. They're wonderful creatures. And they don't like water, so why don't we have water guns be what they're shooting at each other? That way no cats are harmed in the game. They're all just, a little bit wet.
And I think a huge impetus for it was the concept of like cats having 9 lives is a little bit of a myth, right? And so you can see in the game trailer you have that number at the very bottom, and as you get soaked, you actually lose those lives, so to speak, with the water. And so that was a big thing. Is like, hey, what are cats? What are things about cats that could be an interesting game?
Absolutely, and I think that you've got a crowd going on in the back. Big fans of the cat game. Why wouldn't they be, right?
It's fabulous.
Yeah. All right. So why don't you talk about the mechanics, right? How do you go about moving around and shooting water and all that stuff?
So a lot of the mechanics were a large part of it, and a hard part of it was getting the cat to move right. Cats are very agile creatures. We wanted to implement that with a lot of the level design, which Mackenzie did wonderful work with. Some of our other designers in the team on that. But just the wall climbing was very hard to figure out, and I think you guys come up with a few different options of how to work around that, if you want to talk about that a bit.
Yeah, exactly. And so the wall climb was something that we always wanted to implement, basically to build verticality into the space, right? But it took a long time to actually get it to feel right. And we landed on the spot that we think feels really good, which is that you can actually stick to the wall. So you can climb up it and you can actually like claw in and stick there and be able to shoot from a higher vantage point. And working around that with the level was quite an interesting challenge, basically. So we had to create lots of sight lines, but at the same time, lots of cover, abilities to go up vertically and get to a high ground. And so you can see that some places are a lot higher than others. And the impetus for that was the player should be able to climb up to those spaces.
Yeah, I've played an earlier version of this, and I think the movement is fantastic. I think it really opens up a lot of strategic options to sort of be able to run and then immediately transition into, whoops, there goes my hat, going onto the walls and jumping off the walls and jumping to other surfaces. So so honestly, great work on that. What inspired the Wild West theme? Because I know that wasn't always the idea.
Yeah, so the Wild West theme actually came about due to production constraints, which I think is a reality that we face. And so we had made a Western level. And as we were kind of going through our timeline, we were saying, hey, we don't really have a lot of time to continue making these. And the Western level is quite charming. It's a fun place to be. So what if we focus on that and we have these like Western cats, right? And we kind of built a pitch based on that. And we ended up loving it. And it fits really well with our game.
Excellent. Yeah. And so during development, did you run into any kinds of challenges, any kinds of things, obstacles that you had to overcome?
There were many obstacles that come with just dev as students, but trying to do multiplayer was quite a challenge for us. I don't know if I'm not mistaken. This is one of the first non-couch co-op multiplayers of Capstone.
I
believe.
I don't have that data off the top of my head, but I do believe this is the first one in a while for sure, and especially one that's multiplayer that's not co-located in the same space. So that's already impressive.
But with a lot of that was a lot of work done by our engineers to get that all working nice, and they got it done. You can play this game not couch co-op. We could play it like at 2 different points in the country if we wanted to. We did do some playtests with that over winter break. But I think designing around the multiplayer and the time constraints with that was another portion. We had to cut some guns from the game. There were originally 5 to make sure the multiplayer could work and the guns would play nice with it. So yeah.
Yeah, honestly, multiplayer is a huge undertaking. It's it's gonna take a lot of time, and things getting cut from games, that's normal. And so you always want to start big, and then eventually you might have to go smaller just to keep things in scope for an undergrad class, right? But I think you all did a fantastic job with the time and the constraints and the ambition that you all had. So this looks extremely adorable. You had a group of fans in the back getting really excited for the game. So it's really great to see. Is there anything that you are excited for players to find and discover when they play the game?
Yeah, I think as level designers, we tried to make some environmental storytelling throughout. So there are some hidden secrets that you can find, back rooms and stuff that kind of tell a little bit of a story. And we had a ton of fun with that. Just be like in our heads, being like, oh, what were the cats doing here, and how much milk would they have drank over here and stuff. And so you can find those things hidden throughout, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite things about games, that you can tell stories in that unique way. So great work on that. Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Anybody you want to shout out?
I think I have to shout out Michael as one of our head engineers on that multiplayer side. He did a lot of work throughout the whole entire year on this to make sure we got across that line with a working game. And you can tell people love it. Our station's been packed all day with players, and it's kind of hard to shove people away from the saloon when it's full, but we don't have enough seats.
That's exciting. That's what you want to see, right? People are really excited to play your game. So where can people find this game? Since people that aren't here physically in the EAE building, where can they find it?
So currently on that, we are working on getting it uploaded to Epic within the month, because they play nicer with our multiplayer build a bit.
For sure.
We're using Epic Online Services. And so we got to do some more Epic paperwork, but we're hoping to launch within a month on Epic. So
yeah, that's totally fine. And then we can just keep an eye on your socials, right? You've got the Twitter account up there on screen for a second. But yeah, so thank you again for chatting with me, Connor, Mackenzie. Really appreciate your time. We are going to go ahead and pass it off to Minor Scale coming up next. Meowdy, y'all.
Yeah.